The Gods of Our Father documentary.
Welcome to Chikahang Dalaga, a podcast and committee that attempts to provide a safe space for people to be heard and to be listened to. So, for today's episode, we will be talking about the Gods of Father documentary with our guest, Frances Castillo.
Hi,
Hi, Frances! And Jonaline Corpuz.
hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm
How are you
fine.
guys? Okay, so before we start our chikahan, we will play a game entitled Guess Me. Is that okay with you guys?
Yes, of course.
So let's get started. So here are the mechanics. I am asking you a question and then give the correct answer. So here's number one. This is a village that has no king and no soldier.
Autonomous.
Okay, correct, Jalen. And the next one, it is a place where Ramses took over and began to terrorize.
Egypt.
Okay, so the third one, it is a stage of human social and cultural development and organization that is considered most advanced.
Civilization.
Okay, so the last one, it is a system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it.
We don't know the answer.
Okay, girls, it is the patriarchy. Do you know patriarchy, guys?
Oh, yes. I know some definitions of patriarchy or gender inequity between men and women is discussed in that documentary. Even after centuries, when there are no kings or slaves in America, and women have the right to vote, the world is still ruled by hierarchy and violence.
Yes, Jalan. And did you know it also stated that women are at the bottom of the food chain and that men are capable of running nearly anything. And there was never any oppression of men here and there was never a matriarchy.
Oh, it's easy to understand how men felt marginalized. Women were expected to make way for men, and they even saw the feminine body as a danger to, to the status quo. In public, a woman body can also cause havoc.
However, women are more useful than males in some ways because agriculture is women's work and which they also invented. So furthermore, farming alters everyone's job, right?
I agree. Even now, people adapt their conduct based on how they live. For example, if you have a network of friends who are LGBT and you consider yourself to be straight, there is a chance that you will emulate their behavior.
Yes, but in other societies, women have vulnerability in that they are replaceable and cannot produce males. So their spouse can quickly locate another lady who can create more boys than girls.
True, you have no right to upturn or modify the culture on what people write in newspapers or how the country is governed under a culture or poverty. Poor people, slaves, and even women are still at the bottom, unable to do as they like with their freedom.
Definitely correct, Jalen. And in the past, all worshippers were divided into sexes. The regulations for women were patriarchal, and those who interpret God's will were entirely males. And for the addition, new religions, on the other hand, were against inequality, which is at the heart of patriarchy. So, because they declared that all human beings are fundamentally equal.
Yes, new faiths adjust things in practice in order to destroy patriarchy. And as mass communication improves, equality progressively spreads throughout the world.
Oh, so are there any themes or theories from previous courses that we can use to this documentary, girls?
Yes, gender roles focuses on the themes of femininity and masculinity in this documentary. Gender roles are socially taught behavior that are influenced by factors such as age, race, and religion, as well as the economic and political context.
Gender violence is also a problem. It is when violence is aimed towards a person due of their gender, with women being viewed as weak since they possess feminine qualities and have been oppressed by men.
Oh, it is like in the discrimination. Discrimination also happens when men and women are treated differently. Men, on the other hand, have more advantages and opportunities than women.
Aren't we able to connect with the social theories as well? Since it was seen in the film, power and domination are act out, which is perceived as a fight, particularly for women. These assumptions are demonstrated in situations when male dominance is normal and sex equality is not.
Also, in the pre-industrial civilization depicted in the video, women's functional duties are more limited to pregnancy and childbirth, and they must create more boys than girls, or their husbands will replace them with another woman who can generate more boys.
True, current society is depicted in the video, with women from small families caring for their children and men providing for their needs.
Okay, so gender equality and equity, in my opinion, are required in the settings depicted in the film. So, where both men and women should have the freedom to develop their personal strength and break down barriers between them in order to express themselves.
Yes, I absolutely believe that men and women should be regarded and favored equally. When it comes to equal rights, duties, and opportunities, it must provide equal treatment to men and women. Anything a man can do, a woman can do as well, and vice versa.
So, the film is educational, captivating, and entertaining. It states that normalizing power requires making distinctions based on expectations about behaviors, attitudes, and standards, which I believe is correct because society's norms and values change through time.
It also demonstrates that democracy is possible with modern technologies and that our society has the potential to value men and women equally. The ruler's ability to curse and secure consent from the men would be aided by the social concept of hegemonic masculinity. For men, being violent, aggressive, and assertive is thought to be a socially produced ideal of male behavior. So we have many ideas of this documentary, and this documentary can be really a good topic in our today's episode. So girls, thank you for being my guest. See you all in next episode. Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.